BRAC, base closures back in 2005, organizing that, put a great coalition together, and the result is that we still have the sub-base here in Connecticut. You may or may not be aware that the Obama administration has got 2 BRAC sessions coming up. I believe one is in 2012 or 2013, the other one's in 2015. And this sub-base here is going to be very vulnerable. So you need to be aware that they're looking at the base realignment and closures again, and the BRAC people are firing back up. They were kind of quiet there for a little bit, but they've gotten very, very active recently. Now let me, without any further delay, introduce you to Mr. Bud Fay. Please put your hands together.
I'd like to thank you all for the applause. Usually it's my wife who applauds, but thanks again. Mike mentioned the BRAC and where we are, and this is an important thing to think about. The way this president operates, if he gets in for a second term, he can declare a fiscal emergency. And if he declares a fiscal emergency, he can then turn to the military and say, you have to reduce your budgets by 30%, and I don't care how you do it. And they may have to look at base closings without a BRAC process. No appeal, nobody to talk to, just the Obama administration doing what it is famous for at this point, which is taking control in an unconstitutional manner. So we have a lot to be concerned about, but you know what I'd really like to address is don't be disappointed in the crowd size. Those of you who were here, I don't know how long ago, a year, 2 years, 2 years, 3 years? Those of you who were here 3 years ago, look at the roads. Look at the traffic. The roads 3 years ago were a solid line of cars, this way and that way. And you just don't see them, do you? There's a reason for that. People can't afford to drive. They get to work, and that's all they can do. And they ration where they go and combine trips and all this kind of thing. And let me tell you, the people who are suffering with these high gas prices and high food prices are going to go in November, and you're going to hear from them. And I don't care whether they're Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, or whatever. Everybody's sharing in the results, if you will, of an Obama administration. We in the Tea Party kind of get locked in, we think, in many ways, because there's so many issues to be addressed, it's hard to focus. Well, let me tell you, for 2012, we have to focus on 2 things: the economy and jobs.
What job?
I know. I know. But our party, if you will, or the party, I shouldn't say our party, the Republican Party, has proposed a budget, not once, but twice now. And both times it passed the House, and the Senate wouldn't even bring it up for a vote. The Senate is Democratic controlled. in that budget, Paul Ryan has put together with his committee a budget that addresses the issues we have to face and the issues our Democratic friends have to face every single day. And that's the cost of fuel and energy and the cost of food. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, regardless of the size of this crowd, it is my belief that the actions of this administration offend most families, most American people. Most of us will not put up in a family situation with someone who doesn't tell us the truth. Most of us will not put up in a family situation with a family member who spends recklessly. And most of us will not put up with a family member who consistently blames others for their own actions, or the results of their own actions. And I believe that this basic kind of American family reaction has been beat to death by the Obama administration, and it's consistently taking the actions that cause this to be offensive. All of us get angry at stuff, but when you really reach a point where you detest it, then you do something about it. And November is going to be the chance for people to do something about it. When you're talking to your Democratic friends, we have a TV show that we produce, public access, called The Conservative Corner. And we try and keep this informational, and we do the best we can with that. And let me tell you, the message is getting across. I have two co-workers that 1 year ago I tried, and 6 months ago I tried to talk to these people about politics. And they turned and walked away. They were so convinced that Obama and his administration were right. Both of these people within the last month and a half have come to me and asked me specific questions that indicate that they're bothered. They're offended. They may not realize they're offended, but they're uncomfortable. And let me tell you, 2012 can be the year we take the Senate, the House, and the presidency. And if we stick to the message that it's the economy, food costs, gasoline costs, and jobs, the lack of jobs and the lack of focus on jobs, I think we've got a marvelous chance to make a turnaround. Bless you all. Thank you.